What's going on, guys? I'm here with a Saturday special covering why women are investing in crypto. According to the new report, somebody wanted me to speak about this. And, guys, I might go on a tangent, so get ready for it, okay? Get ready for it. And by the way, this is by Fortune.com. This article came out a little over 2 months ago. So let's take a look, okay? Bitcoin markets. An Australian Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange saw a 175% increase in women users last fiscal year, dwarfing the 80% increase in male users, according to a new report by the company. Women also made larger deposits, averaging $2,381 compared to the $2,060 average deposited by men. Portfolio size was slightly less for women than men, about $400 on average. Women traded fewer times a day, two on average, as compared to five by men, which suggests a structured trading strategy by women with smaller range of more focused positions. Women are often found to be more risk averse than men in behavioral finance studies. More women trading cryptocurrency dispel stereotypes around cryptocurrencies investors being risk lovers, the report says. As more women invest in crypto, the industry's reputation advances. The increased involvement helps make the case that crypto can sit alongside other traditional investments. Okay, guys, so let's first start with the elephant in the room. There has always been this talk in the cryptocurrency market that there aren't enough women in the space, right? For those of you who've ever been to a cryptocurrency conference, and I'm pretty sure we've probably got a handful of people here watching this video right now, you tend to notice that if you see women there, they typically are the boyfriends of guys who are investing in crypto, right? In a rare instance, you might see a single woman there, right? But the reality of it is that when you're talking about early female adopters, I'm speaking in general. I'm talking about women that got into crypto from 2009 to 2020, right? Those women that got in by themselves, so they didn't go because a boyfriend told them about it, or whatever. They got in because typically they tend to be educated women that are smart in regards to they understand finances, financial systems, or they are women that are in the creative field that happen to work for a cryptocurrency company and then they invested and then boom, right? However, there's the whole concept of winter's coming, right? And we're in the early stages of it. And this is not just for women. And when I say winter's coming, it's a term coined by you know who, Kevin Samuels, right? And he was talking about recession, inflation, and stuff like that, and we're dealing with that along with, they're talking about a recession. Let me clarify, but we're also talking about a food shortage and possible famine, which is already happening, right? And so, why are women joining these markets? Because I'm going to be honest with you, there are women that are paying attention to what's going on, and they realize that the world is changing around them. When COVID happened, the COVID-19 situation, right? It drastically changed everybody's lives, women included, right? It changed everybody's lives. And when COVID happened, and I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you could have looked at it as a situation where, okay, life is now at a standstill, or you could look at it in a situation as I can learn something new and make money, right? So you see that women have gotten into cryptocurrency since 2020 more than ever. They've also gotten into stocks as well more than ever, and forex. I remember when I was on my flight back from Atlanta, I was speaking with a woman and she was trying to sell me on forex. Beautiful girl too. I forgot her name. But the reality is that anytime that there is a changing of society, women will feel it first. And that makes sense because if you look at when it comes to being the retail consumers, women spend more money than anybody, right? And so the reality of inflation, rising food costs, gas prices, housing, etc., clothing, women are gonna feel it first because women tend to buy more of these things than men, right? And so this doesn't surprise me. This doesn't shock me. I think that, you know, when this whole concept of winter coming, and I've said this, it's going to hit men harder than women. Why? Because women are considered a protected class, right? So, granted, are there going to be bailouts and whatnot? Who knows? Right now, I don't see any bailouts coming because it would crash the system even more. But women that are, somewhat smart, or women tend to be a bit more intuitive, they're going to they can tell you that, yeah, it's a difference before it even happens, right? And I think that right now we're on the cusp of a financial collapse that has never been seen before, right? You see right now the crypto market is at the lowest that it's been since 2020. Bitcoin is on the cusp of going down to 18K. Ethereum was at $900, right? So it doesn't shock me that there are women in the space. And you will continue to see more women, especially when we had the end of 2020, right? The meme coin run that began with Dogecoin. And then 2021, it brought more women into the space because women probably, once again, they heard it from one of their homeboys or homegirls like, yo, you need to get into this Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. Girl, I put in $100. Is it up to 1,000 now? Whoop-de-woo, right? You might hear conversations like that. Or you might have a woman who's single in her late 20s or 30s, or in her 30s, or even 40s, that they don't have a boyfriend or a husband, and they're looking at their finances and they say, what can I do, right? So the reality is that we live in different times now where women are financially independent for the most part because of the fact that now women can go into the workplace, right, and get jobs and careers and whatnot. And so they're going to have money to invest. Now, is the average woman going to be a super trader or a super investor? No. I mean, we do know that there are women in the crypto space. You see them on Twitter. You see a lot of them on Twitter. And a lot of them on Twitter and Instagram, let's be honest, half of them are paid shills that are just showing pictures of them bent over, let's be honest. But then the other half do want to be taken seriously, right? So this doesn't shock me or surprise me. I think that what shocked me personally is that when I talk to women about cryptocurrency, they tend to be more open-minded than men. You know, men tend to be more pessimistic and cynical, right? Where women at least are willing to hear you out and whatnot, right? That doesn't mean every woman does, let me be honest. But the truth of the matter is that the reason why is, number one, when there is a change in society, economics, lifestyles, etc., women feel it first, right? Women might tell you that, right now it might be harder to go on as many dates as before COVID because now a lot of men don't have that disposable income. Not saying that there aren't men that do, because OnlyFans is, at an all-time high and etc. But a lot of men don't have the disposable income that they did before COVID because money is tight right now with rising inflation. And women probably realize, I don't have disposable income and I need to be smarter with my money, So the reality is that not every woman is blowing her paycheck on just clothes or frivolous things. There are some women that are intelligent enough to realize, hey, I need to do something to protect my money, or I need to invest it. And so cryptocurrency And stock markets, and heck, even gold and silver, has become an option for women. And this is apparent when you look at it that 175% of increase in women happened within the last fiscal year. And it wouldn't shock me if in 2022 that number would increase. It wouldn't shock me at all, you know, because the reality is right now, people are starting to realize that you're not gonna be a millionaire with one income, and you definitely now in the situation that we're in, you're not gonna even be able to live a middle income life on two incomes because things are getting so expensive so rapidly that even if you have two incomes, let's say you're making, 40,000 a year working one job, and then you make 20,000 a year working part time, you make 60K as a woman, man too, but that 60K is not gonna, after you deduct the cost of housing, gas, food, electric, clothing, other living expenses, etc. And then of course, women, they gotta go on their trips. You feel me? They gotta go to Ibiza. They gotta go to Mexico. You feel me? They gotta go to Cancun. You realize that that 60K doesn't go that far, right? And there are a lot of women, and I know a few personally myself, that are making six figures or more. And these women are very smart with their finances, right? They put it into stocks. They may not necessarily be in crypto, but they put into stocks. A girl that I dated last year, January, she bought a Bitcoin in 2012, right? And she said she wasn't planning on selling it until it hit 250K, right? Now, I don't know why she didn't keep dollar cost averaging, because if she did, if she got in 2012 and she dollar cost average, she probably would be a millionaire right now. But alas, she's not. But at least she's into crypto, and she still keeps up with the market. She still pays attention to the news and stuff like that, right? But yeah, so the main reason, like I said, is number one, women pay attention to the economic times, societal change. Number two, at the end of the day, a lot of women, I think, are realizing, especially when I'm talking about single women, but also women that may have kids, is that now you necessarily may not be able to have a man to take care of you financially, right? Yes, we hear stories about guys sending random women, $100 on Cash App, or guys buying women OnlyFans and stuff like that. But make no mistake, where we're at economically, those are only a few women. You're talking about a few subset of women that get that treatment. Big Bertha down the street, Big Bertha and Big Shirley, they might not necessarily get a man to provide that type of lifestyle, to be able to finance them, right? That doesn't mean they can't get a guy that'll pay for them. I'm not saying that they can't. Look at this advertisement up on top. Very interesting. That doesn't mean that they can't, but the reality is that a lot of women want to live that Instagram lifestyle. And not every woman wants to be on OnlyFans showing her butt crack. You know what I mean? And so that there are women out here that are getting it themselves. And even one thing I've even heard is that in one of the cities where I live, right, next to Minneapolis, the crime has gone up. Female robberies and carjackings have gone up. So there are a lot of women out there that are getting it the legal way, which is crypto, or the illegal way, right? And those numbers, legally or illegal, they're not going to go down, because right now we live in a society too where a lot of women want to be financially independent, and they don't want to rely on a man necessarily to fund their lifestyle. But there are a lot of women who wouldn't be opposed to a man just paying for them. But there are a lot of women that, realize that if they want to live that Instagram, Ibiza, Cancun life popping bottles, you know, they gotta get it. But then also on the flip side, and I'm speaking in general, of course, you also have women that are just, intelligent enough that they realize, hey, I have to invest my money and put it into smarter things. And those women necessarily, it's not that they want to live the Ibiza lifestyle. They just realize that I just have to be smarter with my money, right? So really, that's what that is. My main thing is, and I'm not here to shame nobody, but my main thing is that I wish that men would take their financial onus as serious, particularly black men, right? Because when you talk to black men, you either get two types of responses. You get a brother who's open minded, or you get somebody that looks at you like you're crazy, right? And I've been talking about crypto to brothers now for the last 5 years. But at this stage, when it comes to in person, because I used to, whether I was out and about at the gym or just at a bar, this and that, I used to talk to everybody about crypto. Now, I just keep it to the people that I know in person, like my cousin and my two best buddies who are financially intelligent and smart. Or I keep it to YouTube, to you guys on YouTube and Patreon, right? But the reality is, unfortunately, what I see happening, and this kind of scares me, and I hope I'm wrong, is that a lot of men, particularly black men, they're not going to start taking their money seriously until mass adoption happens into cryptocurrency, where they have a woman invest in it, right? They have a woman invest in it. I have another buddy I know that, he was asking me for crypto advice, but his girlfriend is in crypto and she made some money. And I was kind of baffled, and I was thinking to myself, well, why are you asking me if you have a girlfriend who's in it? And unfortunately, sometimes it'll be a situation where men are not going to get into something until the women do. It is what it is.